Hello there, awesome viewer. Welcome back to AndroidOlogy. I am your host Gaurav, and we will continue with our next step in Pose Detection API of MLKit. In the previous video, we talked about all the aspects of the Pose Detection API along with the inside detailing of how API really functions. If you missed that video, just click on the I button and grab the details of the wonderful API. As I told you that Pose Detection API works in two modes, that is single image mode and stream mode. So in this particular section, we will be implementing the single image mode in which we will be supplying the API engine with a single image and we'll try to see what the output will be. So without wasting any time, let's kickstart with this video. Okay, so let's continue from our last video. So we have already created one project for this Pose Detection API in Android Studio, and let's integrate all the SDK kind of thing. So first you need to go to your app level Gradle, and then you need to simply integrate that Pose Detection SDK here. So I'm gonna write implementation com.google.mlkit Pose Detection. Okay, so as I told you that there are two SDK for this Pose Detection, and the first one is Pose Detection 7.0.0, which is normal, and the Pose Detection accurate also. So we'll implement both of these. Guys, let's also enable data binding in our project. Sync it. Meanwhile, we'll wait for this. As I told you that we will be implementing a single image mode of this Pose Detection API for in this video. So what we will do, we will take input either from the gallery or from the camera, and we'll supply it to the Pose Detection API, and let's see the results. So it's done. Your SDK, your bundle library is now integrated into your Android Studio project. Let's go to the main activity. Okay, so our this playlist will include both the modes of the Pose Detection API, that is single stream, or single image, and stream mode. Okay, so now we have two buttons in our XML file. For this video, we'll be using single image mode. Let's add our permissions here. Internet permission will be required. Write storage permission. Read external. For the feature purpose, we can also add like our camera. That will be android.hardware.camera. Okay, cool. So one more permission we need here for camera access. Okay, so our manifest is all set. Let's go to main activity. Let's bind our UI element XML file to the Kotlin file. Okay, so now this binding object is attached to the XML file. Let's create one activity where we'll be taking the input from the gallery or camera and we'll show the output there. So I'm gonna create one empty activity here. I would say single image activity. Okay, cool. So let's create a button action here. Single mode button, we have created one intent which will land us to the single image activity. So let's go there and do the data binding thing here as well. Okay, so our XML file is attached to this single image activity here. Now let's design our single image activity here. So what we all need here, we'll need one image view to show the output and the two buttons. One will be fetching image from the camera and another will be getting it from the gallery part. Okay guys, so we have designed our layout. So I have a image view here and one footer layout from in which we have added two buttons, one for gallery and one for the camera. Now let's go to the clicking part of these buttons. So we'll be keeping one variable here for the image URI that will be getting from the camera or from the gallery. So before starting the camera intent, let's clean up our UI first. So if you already tried an input and your image URI will not be empty, so before starting the camera we have clean up our variables here. Image URI will be null and the preview your output image view will also be null. Okay, so I have created this function which will be getting image from the camera. So I have created one intent here, picture intent, and using the content provider we have put the values of title and description which will be shown on the pop-up text. Further, now let's create a method for gallery. So this method we have created to trigger gallery to get the image. Now let's time to get the result from of the camera and the gallery in the on activity result. So I have overridden this method here. So now we have our image URI from the camera and from the gallery as well. So now set this image URI to the image view on the UI. And here for the galleries data as well. So I believe single image activity is now completed. Let's summarize this. So we have two buttons in this, one for the camera and one for the gallery, and one image view that will show the output from the camera and gallery. So this method has been called to start the intent from the gallery to catch the data from the gallery, and this one is from the camera. And in the on activity result, we are getting the result out of the camera and the gallery, and we have set it on the image view. So let's declare this activity in the manifest as well. Okay, so now we have all set, and just we need to ask user to the permission for this storage and camera. Let's do it on the main activity. So I'm gonna have a array of the required permissions. Let's see if we have all the permissions already. If permission not granted, then we'll ask for the permission from the user. So we are iterating on all the permissions and check if permission is granted or not. Here we gonna check if a permission is granted or not. If a permission, if a past permission is already granted, then in this method will return true. So this is looking nice now on the main activity. We first checking is all permissions are granted. If not if any of the permission is not granted, then we gonna ask user to grant those permissions. So we are iterating from the permissions array, and we'll simply ask the user to allow all the permissions here. So let's get this app deployed. Okay, so this is the fresh session. None of our permission is granted, so we simply allowing all the permissions. Okay, so this is our main activity. We have these two buttons, single mode. We simply worked on the single mode, and we have two buttons here, from gallery and from camera. So let's see. From gallery, I have selected this data, and this data is set on the UI. And let's try with the camera. As I am on emulator, so this virtual view will be set. Okay, cool. So this is working fine now. I believe this video is already too lengthy to digest, so let's stop here. Now we have our input images from gallery and from the camera ready to get served to the Pose Detection API engine, and we'll saw that in our next video. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. Make sure to subscribe the channel and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on our future videos. See you in next video.